Wow, okay, I never thought I'd say this on a Covert Reality episode, but this is the most recent Covert Reality episode, being July the 26th, 2017. And wow, we just ran into some interesting news here. Okay, so if you are a listener of Covert Reality, you will understand and know already that there has been a presence of some, nefariousness, underground development with our local government here in Waterloo Region. And Cambridge, Ontario, is a place where we try really hard to break through a lot of the norms and stuff that's been placed around us to try to be independent, free thinkers, or creative musicians, or creative woodworkers, or whatever we are, whatever kind of tradespeople we are, or whatever we tried to do, or with our creative side, we haven't been able to do it here for a long time. An example is I'm getting to something big here. What I should say, this is the biggest news that's ever going to come out of Covert Reality. Or here. This is the biggest news I've ever seen. I'm just going to go right to it, just so I can explain a little bit more about it, about why I think that this is fitting and very uncomfortably so. Now, the UN has chosen Cambridge, Ontario, shows a picture even of the City Hall here, being a database. They show the City Hall, which is funny, but really their database will probably be at the Gaslight station, Gaslight's project, wherever that whole area is on Grand Ave, because they've been building underground bunkers from the City Hall on this side of the river, under the river, to Dunfield Theatre. And they want to slowly take over the whole area from Main Street to Cedar Street, which is quite a long way. And there's all sorts of signs of underground tunnels, an underground bunker under the Dunfield Theatre, listed under the Cambridge Elite on the order tag. There's a lot of different things going on here as far as not allowing the people to do what they need. It's a rogue government that's kind of come into play here. And with investigative sides into looking into geoengineering, I have a few friends, Tim Bartels and Richard Few, and or Fox, and Richard and Tim, and let's say there's just a few others that were kind of in the know. I'd say Andrew Cole, too, was present at one of the federal consultations for CG. They gave really good showing that they were definitely aiming to make a decision right from the federal consultation right to the Prime Minister's office, Justin Trudeau, the puppet Trudeau. I feel for him, really, because when he was a kid, he was raised in Buckingham Palace, and now I'm starting to feel like he was actually, kind of given off as some sort of a sex slave boy or something, and his MK Ultra and all the stuff that's been done to him. You can really tell. I mean, there's videos out there on YouTube, young Justin Trudeau, eulogy. You should check that out. When he's talking at his dad's funeral, Pierre Elliott Trudeau's funeral. You can tell MK Ultra's going through him there. Back here in Cambridge, Ontario, since 2006, 2007 to now, it's 10 years now, that, there's been, I'll say probably more than just me, but with my own experiences, I've been going in there just bringing them information about what we're noticing in the skies and what we're noticing in this weather weapon warfare system we got going on here. And it seemed like we have a lot of friction from the administrations that they don't want us to say a thing, and they don't want us to exist, and they just pretend that we're bad. They get cops come in and arrest us and try to beat us up and throw us in a cop car and make us look like we're bad. And it reminds me of a lot of different things that the natives throughout time have been trying to fight as well. We're at a time right now where we just notice that this region is actually really creepy. We're noticing white vans around for a while and trucks. I mentioned this on Covert Reality many times. So, and this happened a long time ago. There was one point in time I was walking down Main Street, Ainslie Street going to Main Street. I was right beside the Marvell hair studio place, heading to beside Royal Bank, and I was almost at the lights, and I noticed a white, before it got to the white line, about 20 feet or maybe 15 feet before the white line, I noticed the front end of what looked like, I've been noticing a lot of kind of just brand new right out of the, a whole bunch of white vans with AC or AH in the front. And those are, issued plates. They're kind of for different size vehicle stuff, but they all came here at the same time. But when I thought, wow, okay, there's one in front of me, one right beside me right now, and they were creeping up beside me, but they were going way too slow for, like, they could have went up a little bit further, before they slowed right down. They were creeping really slow, walking along with me, sort of at the speed of me walking. Felt a little bit uncomforting. So when I looked at the front end of the truck, I went, oh my God, that looks like one of those UN vans, issued vans. So I just looked right quickly. I just put my head to the left really quick, and boom, there's two guys in the van, and they were totally both looking at me. The other driver had his head right past the other passenger's side, had even bent over more to see me, and I took them so off guard. Because they were like, there's the guy. Hold on, that's the guy. That's what you would do when you're saying, okay, hold on, wait, I think this is the guy. And then they're looking. So I felt that energy, because I know about what's going on in around, and what I'm just, if I'm getting beat up by police and other people are scratching their heads and other police are scratching their heads, there's an underlying, darker element going on here. Whether it's Knights of Malta affiliated, which I believe it is, there's a lot of rogue military structure going on here, and the Knights of Malta have a power where they don't have to have any oversight from any other nation of what they do. So this is kind of like really interesting. So we need to just blow this open, because if they're not going to share what they're doing here, who else is going to know? So, last night I checked out a post that was given by a really dear friend of mine, Wanda Lee, and she had sent it to me, and it's very important that she did, because the headline is, hold on, I'm going to get it here really quick. The headline is, just one sec here. So it's like, it's a club of Rome, just kind of hijacking everything, right? And they really are, and that's a big reason why the native land here at the Haldeman Track's been, ignored with what's been given to them, and then what's been done to them when they had rights to enjoy it forever. This land here, and a lot of sides of the British Crown or the English side is just kind of like trounced upon their rights even more, and seem to kind of keep it all hush-hush in the court. So, but so here it is. This is an article, and I'll just put the pre-heading of what I put on. The UN's database is chosen to be in Cambridge, Ontario. How's that for surreality? Now let me guess. It would be in the Gaslight Project area, where the underground tunnels lead to the Dunfield Theatre Cambridge Elite Bunker, the one from Cambridge City Hall there. There have been white UN issue vans driving around town here for several years. So thank you very much for the link, share, Wanda. City selected to be new UN data hub, cambridgetimes.ca. So we're just going to kind of read through this, because it's really important. That's what the episode was about. But with other prior Covert Reality episodes, I've been able to explain what life's like here with the radio, with even the 100.3 FM themselves. They must be given some rogue money to control the narrative there, because I'm just doing my job as a person that was given the opportunity by the president of 100.3 FM CKMS, because he knew how important it was to talk about chemtrails and what's going on in our lives. And so a show was given to me. It's not like I tried to go out and grab one. It was given to me, and it's not that I'm all like, hey, look at me, but this is about just kind of, hey, here's a tool. I think we need you to use this tool to do what you need to do. And that's kind of what's happening all around the board here. I'm going to read this here, that we need to really step this up, because this is pretty intense. They've been secretly, I've been getting it out publicly, that they've been abusing environmentalists here to a degree where they're literally arresting us and making us look like we're bad. And they even try to get us to, a lot of security guards don't think that we're bad, so they know we're not, so they're questioning even their authority or their orders, and then they get fired because they question it. That's been happening for 10 years now. Cambridge, Ontario. Been the creepiest place. You could put up posters. 20 years ago, we're putting up posters for our band. 20 years ago, okay, this is really honestly true. 21 years ago, I remember putting up posters. I'd take all the other posters off the pole, take all the ugly tape off, and then I put up a nice color poster to promote our band. Some guy in a suit was walking behind us, tearing them down. And his buddy walked up to us after we were done putting the last poster on downtown, and he walked by in a suit, this short, stocky guy. We only saw the back of him, really short hair. I don't know who this guy was, but I'm trying to think back 20 years ago. But all we hear is, yeah, they're going up. They're coming down as fast as they're going up, boys. And we're like, what? I look over at him, and he just goes, yep, they're an eyesore. And I was like, look back to all the other polls, and like, they were all taken down. We were just trying to promote an event that we were having in our own town. And you got administrative size 20 years ago taking things down. Now I'm a professional musician in a percussional realm where I can go out and just kind of play for people, and people appreciate that. And with instruments that are small enough to put into a little, like into a bag or a box or even a little trailer, and I can go and be portable and go set up anywhere I want. Now in Cambridge, here you have to deal with the police that interfere with you because they somehow don't like you making money. They somehow don't like you breaking the mold because they know other people will get that idea, and it will influence other little kids to want to do what they want to do. So there's been a force against all creative people in Cambridge, Ontario, to be under their mind frame, which is all controlled, and it's all really eerie. So I always wondered why that was. So this is the biggest breaking news. It all fits everything together. The fact that Cambridge is chosen to be UN's database among a bunch of other countries that are not really sisterly cultural like we are. It's diverse, yeah, but it's kind of interesting how they're forcing this immigration thing here. And this is going to be a database of information for the UN here in Cambridge. Wow. So Cambridge, Ontario is not where I was born. I was born in Hespeler, Ontario, along with Preston and Galt, Ontario. And that was before amalgamation came. And amalgamation only came in 73, all across the board pretty much, kept happening to just kind of get the different new business corporate names in, like Cambridge, so they can do this new Rothschild banking strategy to take over and use private banks to circulate their wealth and income from our money, and their system grows into tyranny, and our system grows into having no freedom. So this is where we're at, and so this is the move that's going on right now. And I really feel like they're still trying to weasel this one over the public that they think it's a good idea. Now I'm going to read this because I find it very, very interesting what kind of things they try to pump here. Most people know the UN is a very misled operation that only leads to world government, and that it is a world government. And we need to be sovereign and independent and have our own cultures. And we can't be ruled by one elite that's already causing pain all over the media board and the public board and the weather board, everything. So I'm going to read this article because there's a lot of things I want to bring to your attention because it's very obvious right now what's going on. And this should be right in your face, and we should be calling the City Hall and say, hey, listen, you tell the UN we don't want them here. And we're the people speaking here. Okay, we need to call into our City Hall and Cambridge and to flood their phone lines, send their letters, go in there as people now and do it. Be a decent person and stand up. The UN's database is coming to Cambridge, folks. Wow. Okay, here we go. Here's the article. File photo from the Cambridge Times. It doesn't even say who took the photo. It's just, this is the thing. The Cambridge Times is run by the military. It's run by Torstar and public interest only. Private interest only. Not public interest. Okay, here we go. Having the right information can help bring about positive change. With that in mind, city officials are looking to gain a more global perspective when it comes to approaching issues in our community, courtesy of its participation in a new initiative. A new initiative. So I'm just going to go back to the first line. Having the right information can help bring about positive change. Okay, so this is saying that if we just have all the information about everything you do and everything that you consume, eat, use in your home, then that could bring about positive change. That's what they're saying right there. And with that in mind, city officials are looking to gain a more global perspective. You know what I mean? So everyone in the world will be watched when it comes to approaching issues in our community. Of a new initiative. So this new initiative, the United Nations World Council of City Data, the WCCD, I'm blown away that this is happening, recently selected Cambridge, Ontario, as one of 8 municipalities, the only one in Canada, to be the first of a global network of local data hubs designed to share information, to improve efficiencies and solve problems without significant cost for taxpayers. Without significant cost. So there will be a cost, but it might not be significant. At the WCCD, we firmly believe that the time has come to harness standardized, independently verified local level data to help drive transformational change on a key global agreement, while also working with our dedicated network of cities globally to drive local change, said Dr. Patricia McCartney, WCCD Chief Executive Officer and Director of the Global Cities Institute at the Daniels Faculty of Architecture, Landscape and Design at the University of Toronto. Yip-de-doo. She's a WCCD Chief Executive Officer, okay, and Director of Global Cities Institute at the Daniels Faculty of Architecture, Landscape and Design at the University of Toronto in a news release. Wow. So there's our affiliate locally here from the UN. The incredible commitment of the WCCD, which is the United Nations World Council of City Data. So World Council of City Data is what the WCCD stands for. The incredible commitment of the WCCD cities that have stepped up to host these hubs will allow these hubs. See, there we go. They had mentioned that they were going to use an information hub at the Dunfield Theatre, so there it is. Okay, so this was a speculation earlier, and I posted that earlier on Facebook. It was a speculation they were going to be using the gas lights project area, and now this is totally a giveaway. Cities that have stepped up to host these hubs. See, the city has not stepped up. The administration has. The public hasn't. The public doesn't even want what the city administration is putting in. They're just putting underground bunkers, combining underground tunnels from City Hall to the old post office here, right where I live. I had a cat die. The whole building shook. My kitty passed away because she was blinded one day and next day died falling off a loft. And it was horrifying. I got no answers from the city or anyone, and I was left to just kind of think, what the hell's going on here? Then I find out that the underground bunkers exist underneath a Dunfield Theatre. It's exactly straight line. From City Hall to Dunfield Theatre is the old post office. It all lines up with the elevator shafts to the bunker. Underneath the water is a tunnel. Other tunnels will be developed, and there's even helicopter landing pads available on top of the Dunfield Theatre, as well as this whole area that they're taking over right now. And they've got a place called Climscape, new clothing store that boasts nanotechnology. As you know, because their clothes, you can get them all dirty, and the dirt won't stay on; it just falls off. Nanotechnology is also what's kind of coming in as a new age way to pull things over everyone's ears here and eyes. So, because it's so small, you can't even detect it anywhere. So, it's really important to understand that the city administration here in Cambridge has been working relentlessly to follow a format to bring a super NAFTA highway system and be the hub for North American Union here. And we blew that open, but it's caused a lot of problems with me, my ability to make money, my ability to be free in this town, to try to have a place to sit there and play and make money, and without having some sort of weird issues happening, like bums getting dropped off by police officers to harass me. And when I call out the bum that they just got dropped off by a police officer from another town, they actually give up and leave because I just called them out. So that's what's happening here in Cambridge, Ontario. It's very pathetic, so it makes a lot of sense that the UN database is coming here. Continuing on. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. I'm going to reread that last one. The incredible commitment of the WCCD cities that have stepped up to host these hubs will allow for cities, states and provinces, and national governments. See, it's not even allowing the people, to gather the kind of data required. See, it's not even saying allow for it says cities, states, and provinces, but what they really should say is hubs will allow for the administration of the cities, states, and provinces, and national governments to gather the kind of data. See, it doesn't say the people. It doesn't say the WCCD people of the cities have stepped up to host these, because they know that's not right. This is all unvoted for and just rogue and under everyone's nose, okay? So wake up, everybody, and that's an old term, but please, it's a long time coming. You need to really kind of step it up and call your Cambridge City Hall right now and share this video all over the place. Make this a viral video. Like, make it viral. I mean, make it like, it matters more than anything right now, because it does. To know that Canada is the official place where they're setting up a UN database in our own city here in Cambridge, Ontario, in Waterloo Region, doesn't surprise me, because we got a lot of weird stuff going on here already. And again, just look at prior Covert reality episodes, you'll hear all about it. Okay, so City of Cambridge, I'm going to finish this, and national governments to gather the kind of data required to move the needle on key issues such as climate change. Okay, here we go. This is the main point of this article I want you guys to read. Not understand, a lot of you already do. So this is what they're talking about. To gather the right kind of information required to move the needle. So what does that mean? People like me will be totally scrutinized and thrown in jail secretly? Or I won't be able to use things online secretly? Okay, so data required to move the needle on key issues such as climate change. They're saying the key issue is climate change. They were just talking about that it's a database initiative. But now they're saying it's climate change, while also serving to drive infrastructure investment. So this is it. They build all this stuff and have all these clothing stores that only feeds into the military. The only reason why they can do that is because a lot of people have woken up, and the regular consumer world and business world has moved away into their own what we think things should be, instead of just military-affiliated stuff. So a lot of inventors out there doing good things, having different businesses. Well, the military is losing a lot of money, so they got to go ahead and pull this over the public's eye to use these facilities to garner money over the public's head. So the UN's going to come here, and they're already, totally already involved in going to other countries after tsunamis and after these weather occurrences are happening, and they're literally made by frequency weapons, heat weapons, and weather modification, and they're flooding people out, heating them out, whatever, flooding them, droughting them, freezing them, heating them, you name it, and raining them out. It's all geoengineering, weather modification. And then when the people want to come back to their homes, the UN's the first ones to be there to say, no, sorry, there'll be a gun in your face, you're not coming in the house. This is my home. What do you mean? We're okay, we'll live here. No, you're not okay, you're leaving. They force displacement. Okay, so this is what they're doing here, and there's a lot of people around me right now that think, oh, I think the Gasworks project's brilliant. Gaslight's project here is brilliant because they want to grow up instead of suburban scroll outward. And just look at, that's a UN agenda. We've been just trying to talk about this for 10 years, but we still get the ignorance the size of 40 elephants, and we can't take it anymore. You can be someone that's thinks that you got everything going on, man, but if you don't protect your family, then you don't have anything going on. So I'm just going to say that. The city of Cambridge will be joined by Buenos Aires, Argentina, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, Haiphong, Vietnam, Johannesburg, South Africa, Los Angeles, California. Like Los Angeles, California, that's, there we go, you got, who's that? Arnold Schwarzenegger? And all the Harvards and all that? Yeah, yippee. Makati, Philippines, and Mina, Nigeria, Minna, and the new network of data hubs. So these are the new network of data hubs, man, all over the world, except for many other places all over the world. This is a significant honor for Cambridge. Okay, Cambridge is a business name. This is a significant honor for Cambridge, as these hubs are being established under secret, well, they don't say that, but they're being established in forward-thinking cities, that are considered leaders in the city data domain. In fact, write letters to your MP right now saying that the fact that the UN, as Cambridge has been chosen, is the most sickest thing we could have ever expected. But it fits everything that's going on here. So you know what? It's really great that this is happening, I think, because I think enough people know the UN's a really bad situation, and I hope that people stand up here and say, get out of here. Because we can stop this. And I'm so proud that we've been able to speak about this on Covert Reality with so many different guests. And we've been able to verify from different things around town to know that all this, LRT is all being pushed down our throats. No one voted for it. It's all about the North American Union bringing us together with other unions into this hub community of world government. And Dan Dix and I, from the beginning of time, were warning people about this. Not just Dan, it was Vijay Sarma, Dan and I. We were just desperately on the ball back in 2008. And before that, warning people It's 2008 because after Pittsburgh had their G20, they used their same framework of a 1939 Public Work Act here in Canada, but they used a different state bill and pulled it out from the earlier times of Nazi think tanks. And they brought those over here after World War II, a lot of different people, to design a system. And this system is all around us right now, more than ever. And to think that I'm right underneath this, I'm right involved, right from City Hall. I'm right between City Hall and the Dumpfield area here, Dumpfield bunker, I'm going to call it, the Dumpfield Theater bunker. I'm right in between all this. Like, I'm right here. There's a few of us here in town that are like Florence LaRose. She makes Organite. Please contact Florence LaRose on Facebook because she sells chembusters in town. We need to get things going. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But we need to really step it up and kind of fight against any sort of negative energy or dirty energy we got pointing at us. But more than that, we need to understand the UN is setting up a database here in Cambridge, Ontario. And it'll be the only place in Canada. And this is figures because this City Hall was a LEED standard kind of like gold, like LEED standard building. And it was just because there's underground tunnels. There's a whole environmental system in here that gives a pre-warning system to help them. Like when wind's coming in, it activates and knows how to think for itself to shut the windows, and then the water goes in the top of a roof and makes a garden down the side of a wall on the inside of the place, and it's all beautiful and all makes sense. But it only makes sense if an administration's pushing an idea to get us to hurry up and really think about what we're doing, because we have to live this way in compact homes where we have all these different things. They want us to live in compact little homes. That's Agenda 21. They want to take us off of nature and make us into along the sides of the rivers, along the sides of the lakes, and along the outskirts of the East Coast. And they want to compact us under, like the environmental rogue rule of pretending to care for the environment with a fake carbon tax. They want us all to buy and sucker into this, that we're the ones causing climate change. We're not. We know that loud and clear. It's geoengineering. It's not the emissions. It's such a small percentage of what we put out as emissions that cause a little local change in the environment, but not a vast change to create massive wind or massive weather changes. So it's not us causing the weather, folks. So these people are actually basing this whole hub on climate change. I think the game's over for these people. I think we need to really, this is going to be a big test of time right now to see who's looking, who's not. I hope everyone out there that is listening to this broadcast, everyone out there that's my friend on Facebook, I hope you do push it now and write a letter and make a phone call or do something. Send a Facebook link to the city of Cambridge or something, just anything you know. Underneath anyone you know in the city, let them know that, look, this can happen. This can happen. Shut up, Florence. I think you should probably. I've known Richard for a long. He's a gay fucking high class. Okay, sorry. I gotta dub that out then. Sorry, I just got a message. I was reading it. I spazzed out there. I forgot I was doing an episode. Okay, so I'm getting messages here by somebody. I'm going to finish this up. I'm very disturbed right now. Okay, so we're going to be with, Makati, Philippines, Mina, Nigeria, in a network of data hubs. Buenos Aires, Argentina, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, Haiphong, Vietnam, Johannesburg, South Africa, Los Angeles, California. This is a significant honor for Cambridge as these hubs are being established in forward-thinking cities that are considered leaders in the city data domain, said city manager Gary Dyke. Gary Dyke, I think, was the guy that walked down the street and told us they're coming down, boys. I think it was Gary Dyke. City manager, that makes sense, eh? City manager, eh? Wow, so it's the city manager, the one that drives by Food Basics when Liv Gaines or I or anyone else are busking downtown, and then they send police to just give them a hard time? Yes, that's what happens. We're very proud that our small city is at the forefront. Our small city. Whose small city? Yours? Are you saying that it's yours, Gary, and your administration? Our small city is at the forefront of an international effort to use data to foster innovation and growth. Yeah, to foster innovation and growth. To foster imprisonment and total slavery and carbon taxation that's going to make us all under a controlled 5G program, and we'll be totally surveilled, targeted, and everyone will know what we're doing. It's going to be a whole new world order starting right here in Cambridge, Ontario, folks, and it's really happening. Wow. The launch of the local data hub was announced during a forum on sustainable development last week at the United Nations in New York. Wow. Okay, so I looked that up. The launch of the local data hub was announced last week at the United Nations in New York. Wow, they're stepping this up fast. This is really creepy because Donald Trump, under the scenes here, I'm surprised that he would even let this happen, or even, I am wondering what's going on with this. The purpose, because we know United Nations is more of a Barack Obama related thing, because Barack Obama's dream is to be the United Nations, head representative and the world government leader. The purpose of the hubs, and so is Arnold Schwarzenegger, all these guys, they all want to be like leaders and they all want to be dictators. The purpose of the hubs is to use standardized information across diverse cities to share knowledge, guide smart sustainable development. So here we go, guide smart sustainable development, smart meters. These guys are the most evil people you could ever imagine. And they're running our town here in Cambridge, Ontario, like forever here. We have to step up and tell them to get the hell out of our lives. If we don't do this right now, I'm telling you folks, if you don't know what's going on now, you're sure as hell going to be stuck in something later. And everything that you do is going to be totally a part of, wow, okay, so we're going to be harboring Cambridge here. We're going to be a city that is in the head of the New World Order. And everything that we've been fighting against to try to expose and everything is actually going to come here to our town. No wonder it's so creepy here. The purpose of the hubs, going back to the story, is to standardize information across diverse cities to share knowledge, guide smart, sustainable development, measure performance. Yeah, see, measure performance. And so what kind of performance are they talking about? And improve quality of life for residents. What kind of quality of life for residents? They're going to improve the quality of life for us by surveilling us? Wow. During the forum, Dyke participated in a panel as a part of a discussion about the importance of local data as a catalyst not only for effective municipal decision-making, but for global change. These guys are so far behind here. I cannot believe how far behind these guys are. These guys are talking like what I was reading about in 2008. These guys are almost 10 years behind in their head. That's how, for 10 years here, they've been just making fun of people in town, taking advantage of everybody here because they think they're just going to get away with all of it. As city leaders, see, look at this, right out in front of you. This is how bad it is. Please, SOS, the rest of the world. Our city here at Cambridge is actually one of the most rogue cities you're ever going to know of. Galt is a town that has even people writing notes saying that their grandfathers are believed to have their death lead to here. In Toronto, a Toronto theater representative, I think I mentioned in another Covert reality episode, that he was murdered. He was a theater head in Toronto in 1919. He was murdered. His granddaughter now is trying to find clues and led to Galt, Ontario. That's where I live. That's where the murder took place. As city leaders, our daily work is all related to driving change for a more sustainable global future, he said. As city leaders, our daily work is all related. See, as a public citizen, a person that's here, or a public person, independent person, has been warning you that this spraying is actually affecting all the people, and you want to charge me and throw me in jail? So they're saying this as city leaders, our daily work. My daily work is to expose what you're doing to the people. Your daily work is to totally keep it away from the people's knowledge. It's all related to driving change for a more sustainable global future. This is getting really creepy. These guys are talking like 10 years old. Like they're 10 years old and 10 years away from the other, like Barack Obamas and different people that are talking about this. Now they can't talk about this because it's stupid. From traffic flow, water and waste management to jobs and pollution, we have access to large and increasing amounts of data about city life. Wow. See, they're just talking about everything. They can shut everyone's water. They can do everything they want. The better we become at collecting and analyzing this data, the more we can improve the way the city works. These guys are the creepiest people in the world. Reliable data is valuable. It allows us to increase efficiencies, target resources properly. Targets, here it is, target. Targeting is all what it's about, surveilling. They don't add the word surveil in here, but they'll use every other word. Demonstrate transparency. Demonstrate. Demonstrate transparency. Not promote transparency. Demonstrate. They say the word demonstrate because that's the word demon in it. Foster partnerships and create new and better services for citizens. New and better services. We're not even asking for them. We don't even know what kind of services we're asking for. Why don't you tell us what they are? The Cambridge WCCD, the Cambridge, oh my golly gee, they already got the name of it. WCCD and Cambridge Hub will provide a platform for engagement and encourage other Ontario cities to get involved. No, it won't. I really hope it doesn't. It will provide an annual progress report as a benchmark using the UN's goals for sustainable development at the local level. It will also facilitate city-to-city learning and sharing of solutions. So this is a new world order, folks. This is it. This is it. Cambridge is starting it. This is it. Wow. Okay, so this is unbelievable. We've been talking about this for a while now. It's not about who says it first or anything like that. I'm just glorified that when you spend a lot of time trying to figure stuff out, that you're on the right track. So this signifies that we're just on the right track. That's all. So yeah, here it is, folks. This is where it's happening. So no wonder this town is nuts. So yep. Wow. Okay, they'll provide a platform for engagement. Encourage other cities to get involved. It will provide an annual progress report as a benchmark using the UN's goals for sustainable development at the local level. And so here we go, like all sustainable development. You know, like why don't you just say you're spraying us, that the geoengineering is causing all the droughts and everything, and you better step down because your scientists are in a lot of trouble, and your environmentalists and your whole departments are in a lot of trouble. It will also facilitate city-to-city learning and sharing of solutions. For the City of Cambridge, hosting a WCCG local data hub is an opportunity to learn from what other cities are doing, because we're really nosy and we really love dictatorship and control. I just added that in, obviously. While highlighting our own experiences. Yeah, that's great. While highlighting our own experiences. Yeah, great. Everything they're doing here is totally not by the people at all. So this guy is just... Gary Dyke is a bully. Okay? Gary Dyke is a stubby, short, round jerk that walks around and has power of the Knights of Malta, I guess. And maybe he has little boys that he likes to play with too. I'm going to guess that too. Sorry, Gary. But your whole thing is just starting to really wake me right up to what kind of people you are. Speaking during the UN forum. So Dyke said he was actually at the UN forum. So wow, Gary Dyke actually says that at the UN forum. This is him speaking for us. Gary Dyke was at the New York UN forum last week saying this. For the City of Cambridge, hosting a WCCD local data hub is an opportunity to learn from what other cities doing while highlighting our own experiences. So he's speaking for us, the people. Cambridge is a corporate name, eh? So he can't use Galt, Preston, and Hespeler. That'll screw him right up. Because that has nothing to do with the bank of the Rothschilds in 74, bringing in private banks in Canada. Cambridge is a key partner in Ontario's Innovation Corridor. See, there it is. Corridor is a main word that was put in the Security and Prosperity Partnership under the Supernapta Highway divisions were called corridors and hubs. And the Waterloo Airport, the new one, is a hub. It's talked as a hub, a corridor. And the establishment of a hub will also buoy sustainability and economic diversification in our region. Yeah, in our region, our military district or region. The more we grow internally by reaching out beyond our borders, the stronger we get. But the stronger we get, the cooperation with our neighboring cities is key. See, this is the thing. The stronger they get depends on the influence to get this idea out, and they're behind it. We got to stop this. We can beat this, folks. We can beat this. You have to step it up. If you've been not courageous enough to send a letter or talk, you have to do something now. So please help us. Send a letter. Say, we don't want the UN here. That's unbelievable what you're doing. Get the hell out of here. So other cities get this out there so they can know that it's a bad thing. We cannot be suckered here. We have a bunch of worker bees not looking at all. We got a bunch of people looking at their iPhones. We got a bunch of people just watching TV. There's a whole bunch of people here not looking at the big picture, folks. And it's going to nab everybody. And they're going to move everybody, control everybody here. And I'd say move out of here. Time to move out of Cambridge or step up. So holy cow, this is happening. The fact that he's saying this is just really tripping me right out. It really is. Yeah, so it's key for them to have cooperation with the neighboring cities in Ontario and further afield. And I think that's what the hub will generate. See, this is the thing. They're trying to get this hub. They actually are getting this hub built without the public even wanting it. It's the smart meters, the LRT, because the LRT is just going to move people when the power goes down. The roundabouts were a European Union non-voted upon entity, and that's roundabouts was all about simply just when the power goes out and maybe some sort of big event happens, at these places will be places that the power will shut out, but they'll still be able to round everybody up. Okay, do you understand that? Because if there's lights on out there and there's traffic lights and stuff flashing, there's going to be accidents, there's going to be chaos. But if those lights are off, they can use the roundabouts to still move freely. But it's about moving people somewhere, and we're all very concerned about this. When you talk about depopulation, you got Bill Gates and his depopulation. You got all sorts of different people talking about depopulation. You got spraying going on, no one talking about it. You got this environmental initiatives here going on with the UN, and they're not talking about how it's causing climate change, geoengineering is. It's not us, folks. Sorry. But we have to really understand this. So, and I don't mean to be sorry, I'm happy it's not us, but they're really trying to screw us here. City officials started working on attaining the WCCD ISO certification in 2014. Wow. As part of Council's direction to take the city to the next level. See, 2014, I got arrested 2 or 3 times there, bringing in information. That was also the year that a security guard came up to me and said, "Hey, I just want to ask you," we were in a coffee shop, and I just want to ask you if I can talk to you for a sec. They're talking to you. I'm a security guard at City Hall there, and they're always trying to make you look like a bad guy, but when you go in there, you're not. You sound well-spoken and everything, so why do you think that they don't like you? And because they got a picture of you in the booth, in the security booth. And I was like, what? That was 2014. So they knew, the city officials here knew that we were woken up already then. Wow, okay, so... But I felt like I was the only person going in there about chemtrails and everything, like about talking about this. So, wow, I'm just really blown away that they knew that there was people already that were woken up to this, and it was waking up other people that worked there too. So they started to push the envelope in 2014. They're done, folks. Okay, so this is all just pertaining to the same train that's hitting all of the other people. With the billboards up on everywhere, these guys are done. We just got the billboard up, Mohawk Territory billboard. They're spraying Mohawk Territory, established 1784. Bye Bye Blue Sky billboard of Joseph Brant pointing to the sky. It's got a bunch of chemtrails in the sky, and it's on Highway 6. It's a beautiful thing. It's waking up kids, everyone, and it's putting everyone in a juggernaut here to get away with this. So they can't get away with this, I should say. So 2014 was when they started to talk about this. Interesting, Gary Dyke. Interesting. Last year, the city of Cambridge achieved the highest... And they also recently... When I went to go get a copy of a letter of them saying I can't ever go there again if I talk about geoengineering or chemtrails, they totally took that out and changed all the wording. And I told their legal department if they did that, I'm going to know they're guilty. And they did that. So they're guilty. Last year, the city of Cambridge achieved the highest level platinum certification as part of the WCCD ISO 37120 Sustainable Development of Communities Indicators for City Services and Qualities of Life. This is only based on the LEED program standard City Hall, and the way they built it. That was done on purpose. And I can't believe I was actually onto this years and years and years and years and years and years and years ago. Wow. I'm really blown away and proud at the same time that I really do have a brain to all this idiocy. Cambridge is the 3rd city in Ontario to be WCCD ISO certified and the smallest city in Canada to achieve that goal. Hey, in fact, if you guys want to go to byebyebluesky.com, please do. There's billboard companies out, billboard campaigns there. Please just pitch into them. They get evenly distributed to all the campaigns, or you can choose your own campaign to pick and choose or even start your own campaign. Make a chemtrail billboard. Make a geoengineering billboard. This is what's causing climate change. So I think these guys are done. These guys are so far behind I can't even believe it. So Cambridge is the 3rd city in Ontario to be WCCD ICO certified and the smallest city in Canada to achieve that goal. So I imagine like Alberta and BC or something, and here, or maybe even Quebec. It has also been done without any additional funding. Yeah, because it's all rogue funding. It's also been done with... See, you know why? This is actually really sick. This has been done with taxpayers' funding. They just don't tell people about these initiatives and things because they're unvoted on. So them saying it has also been done without any additional funding. That's true because there's no record of any additional funding because they're stealing it from our pockets. Dyke told the Times that in the effort to be selected, City of Cambridge has been strongly supported by the region of Waterloo. Region is a military term. Region of Waterloo supported our school system to keep us blinded away from the Catholic residential school system that was killing the natives off in Brantford, Ontario, only 20-minute drive away. Our school system was all white related. It had nothing to do with teaching anything about native tradition. It was all to bury what they were doing down the frickin' highway. Now, the residential school kids in Brantford, at the Mohawk Residential School, there's all sorts of stuff going on there. And these people were keeping busy here in the 70s, 80s, 90s to shut everybody up about it here so we wouldn't even know. Anyone that wakes up to this now is blown away. The Tonto and the Lone Ranger comes from just down the street. Just down the street in Brantford, Ontario, from Cambridge. And that's Tonto and the Lone Ranger. I work with the family of Tonto right now. And maybe I shouldn't say that, but this isn't a big deal. I mean, this is how people lie, and they control our school systems and make us feel like we don't know what we can think of our own selves. The school systems are keeping us at bay, folks. Wow. Dyke told the Times that in the effort to be selected, City of Cambridge has been strongly supported by the region of Waterloo, local school boards, and federal government. Okay, this has been my enemy throughout life, the region of Waterloo, local school boards, and federal government. So there we go there. It's all out in the open now. So ever since the 70s, this whole place here has been chosen as a hub of Cambridge. So ever since Cambridge came in, we've had no sovereignty here. That is a fact. Ever since 1974, our sovereignty was lost. Dyke noted that within the new connections being forged through the United Nations initiative, city staff would be able to reach out to cities around the world to find possible solutions to local problems. One more sentence and we're done. This is a quote from him. It's not like we'd be making a cold call seeking information. Like, what does that even mean? It's not like we'd be making a cold call seeking information. They'll know who we are, and we'll be able to leverage global information on a wide range of important issues. Like, yeah, what a way to let off. I'm just going to say this. Most people should read this and say, yeah, right. Yeah, okay, sure. Especially everyone on your street there, Mayor Doug Craig, because a lot of them are woken up to geoengineering now. So, wow. Okay, so there we go, folks. I needed to read you all that. Cambridge, Ontario is a UN database. So, yip-de-doo, among a bunch of other countries, and a lot of them are just all of them are players in a game that we don't want to play. We're going to stop this, and we're going to just have to say thank you to everybody out there that will share this link now. Please share it now. Love you all. Have a great day. Till the next Covert Reality episode, you are all awesome.